Hello, welcome back to my channel. I still can't draw, but I'm learning how to. I apologize for the lighting. In hindsight, I should have done a better job with the lighting. I wanted to tell one of my favorite stories. The first time I heard this story, I was in college, and the first time I heard it, it was slightly different. But every time I tell the story, I tell it a little bit differently just because I think I think when you change a story and you make it more alive, there's a wisdom to it, sort of the wisdom of oral tradition, something I think we've lost. There was once a man named John. We'll call him John. John was like you or me, except for he was from the time and place in which people rode donkeys. I'm not from the time and place people ride donkeys as a form of transportation. One day John was riding his donkey, and he came to a tree, and an old man was tending to the tree and ensuring 1 year it would ripen. And John came up to the man and said, "Why do you tend to a tree you may never see the fruit of?" The old man smiled and said, "Nations grow great when old men plant trees they never plan on seeing grow." John found this to be stupid. And he continued on with his donkey. Now, his donkey was a bit of an interesting donkey. We'll call the donkey Ring. Ring had a white ring around its front left hoof. And the two of them continued, and they found a cave to rest, and John went to sleep. When John woke up, his donkey was nowhere to be seen. And he went outside and he saw a herd, a herd passing by. And John thought, well, this is a bit strange. They all have that white mark around its front left hoof. He continued and retraced the steps, and he came to where the man was who was tending to the tree. Except for this time it was a young boy. And he said, "Are you not the man who was tending to the tree?" And he said, "No, that was my grandfather." Lo and behold, he went to bed, and when he woke up, 70 years had passed, or however many years to make the math work out. And that herd he saw earlier, they were the descendants of the donkey he used to have. He eventually goes back to town, and no one knows who he is, and when he says who he is, no one believes him. That man has been dead for a very long time. John eventually laments and says, "Give me friends or give me death." It might be a odd story, and truth be told, I probably didn't tell it very well. But I think the important part of the story is this. Friendship is important. If you don't have friends, you don't have much. And what's the point of living a long life if there's no meaning in that long life? Life is to be enjoyed, and the best way to enjoy life is in company with others. Sayonara, motherfuckers.